If you've been struggling with the modes, I've got an amazing exercise that's going to help you out in a huge way. Let's do this. Friends and neighbors, welcome back to the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown, and today I want to talk about the modes. I get a lot of questions about the modes, how to use them, how to learn them. I did a video a long time ago on sort of an introduction to the modes and the best way to get them under your fingers. This is going to be sort of the next video, right? So if you haven't seen that one, it's right up there. It should be right. Okay, it's right up there. So today I want to give you this really great exercise. It's going to help you with learning the modes. It's going to help you with learning the shapes of the modes. And it's also, in a kind of roundabout way, going to help you with learning the major scale on one string. All of that with one exercise, right? That's like 4 exercises for the price of no exercises. The way I like to remember the modes is remembering the fact that each mode is either a major or a minor scale that has a slight alteration to it, where 1 or 2 of the notes or even none of the notes are going to be sharpened or flattened somehow. The first mode is the Ionian mode. It's just a major scale. The second mode is a Dorian mode. It's a natural minor scale, but the 6th note of that scale is flat. The third mode is the Phrygian mode. That is a minor scale, but the 2nd note of that scale is flat. Then the 4th mode is the Lydian mode. That's a major scale where the 4th note of the scale is sharp. And then there's the Mixolydian mode, which is a major scale where the 7th note of the scale is flat. And then the 6th mode is the Ionian mode. That's just a natural minor scale, no alterations necessary. And then the 7th mode is the Locrian mode, and that is a minor scale where the 2nd note and the 5th note are both flat. Once you understand these alterations to the major and minor scales, you start to see the shapes. And then once you see the shapes, you can immediately visualize as soon as you hear the name of the mode. You know, you can picture the shape on the fingerboard. And that's what this video is all about. What we're going to do is we're going to play the modes in G major. So I'm going to start by playing the G major scale. And I'm going to play the scale all the way up to the E at the 9th fret of the G string. And then I'm going to come back down. So that's the first part of the exercise. The next part of the exercise is to play the A Dorian scale. A is the 2nd note of G major. The Dorian mode is the 2nd mode. So I want that next part of the exercise where I play A Dorian to sound exactly like this. So when I'm playing through the second part of the exercise, take 2. I want it to sound exactly like this. See how that worked? It's the same sound. But a different shape. Pretty good, right? So all I'm doing there is I'm playing the first mode, Aeolian, and then doing the same exercise, but playing G, and then immediately moving up to play A Dorian. So if you know the shape of the minor scale, and you recognize that the sixth note of the scale is going to be sharp, then you can follow through. Or you can recognize the shape. How do I recognize the shape? By starting first with a 4-fret span and then understanding how that span is going to be adapted or changed in order to fit the shape of the Dorian mode. So here's how that happens. If I have a natural minor scale, that natural minor scale across all 4 strings looks like this. I'm playing 1, 3, 4. Remember, I'm working with a 4-fret span. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. First 2 strings are the same. Last 2 strings are also the same. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. That's the shape of a natural minor scale across 4 strings. But if I play the Dorian mode and make that 6th note sharp, then what happens is I get 1, 3, 4, and then everything else is 1, 3, 5, the last 3 strings, right? So I have right? Pretty cool. So then when I play the exercise, I'm remembering that shape, right? Because that's the shape of a Dorian scale, no matter where you play it. I just remember if I'm playing a Dorian scale across 4 strings, it's 1, 3, 4, and then the last 3 strings are just 1, 3, 5, right? Dorian scale. So when I play this exercise, I want it to sound the same. So there, that's the Dorian mode, and that's how you work it into the major scale. Some would argue that learning the modes this way just has you playing the same notes up and down the neck. I would argue that that's kind of the point, because I really want to be able to understand if I'm playing in one key, I want to be able to see everything that's available to me on the entire fretboard. And this is how I do that. Once I move into a new position on the neck, I can see the corresponding shape. Here's the Dorian. Here's Phrygian, which is also the same as like Lydian, right? Here's Mixolydian. And then here's Aeolian, here's Locrian, and then I'm back to Ionian again. Ionian? I always get those mixed up. So if you know the deal, if you know how each mode is put together, then you can apply that to the major or the minor scale. For instance, if I now move to the 3rd mode, that means I'm going to be playing Phrygian. Remember, a Phrygian scale is a minor scale where the 2nd note of the scale is going to be flat. So this is my minor scale, my natural minor scale. There's my 2, I make the 2 flat, which also makes the 9th flat. So then what have I got? If I think of my 4-fret span, the shape of the Phrygian scale is as follows. It's 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5. That is a Phrygian scale when it's played across 4 strings. Does that make sense? So then what I do is I play the G major scale. All the way up to that new position and then come back down. And then when I play the root note, then I'm playing on the E string until I get to that 3rd note where I can start the Phrygian scale. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'll play it again. I'm starting with the G major scale, and I'm playing that scale all the way up to F sharp at the 11th fret of the G string. And then I come back down. And then I play that pattern again using the same notes but using a different position. If I'm playing B Phrygian, which is the case for G major, then I'm going to play on the E string up till I get to B. Once I hit B, I'm starting the Phrygian scale. So again, starting on G major, going all the way up to F sharp at the 11th fret of the G string, coming back down, playing that G major scale again, and then playing up to the 3rd note of G major on the same string, on the E string. And then once I get to that 3rd note, I play the Phrygian mode and play the same thing up to the 11th fret of the G, and then coming back down the Phrygian mode and then ending with the root note. I hope that makes sense. I won't do all the modes because then it'll be like a super long and very boring video. But again, if you understand the makeup of each of these modes, then you'll be able to get through this exercise. And if it takes a little bit more time, you don't have to do all the modes at once. If you just want to practice going back and forth between G major and A Dorian, then just do that. Get those 2 shapes under your fingers. And then you can work each new shape one at a time. Don't put pressure on yourself to have to get all this down by next week. There's no need to do that. Just be comfortable and learn at your own pace. And if you are just learning this, then I would suggest doing exactly that. Just go back and forth between G major and A Dorian. That's it. Just learn those 2 shapes and play that part of the exercise up and down, back and forth, until it's really worked into the muscle memory. And then you can work on getting the next mode down. Keep doing that until you get to all 7 modes, and you'll be a superstar. Friends and neighbors, I'm going to leave it at that. All the information pertaining to this video will be in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, donate, join, blah, 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 blah. It's all there. And I appreciate you tuning in. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. And thank you for bringing this channel to 75,000 subscribers. Holy mackerel. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.